Season 7 of the Tampa Native Show. I'm Hello Dory. Last week, Tampa Steve became Quinto Steve. And tonight we're going to hear all about his trip to Ecuador. So stay tuned. Hope you're relaxed. Make sure you're eating those delicious plantain chips because the Tampa Native Show starts right now.
I'm here in Quito, Ecuador, practicing my Spanish. And Gabby, ask me something in Spanish. Oops.
¿Cómo se llama?
Mi llama's fine. Mi llama's biting my shoe right now. Mi llama is crazy. Here you go. I don't want to get too...
Ay. Otra vez. Come here. Let me tell you something. I remember Tampa, the way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, those precious memories, a city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. I remember Tampa, and she remembers me. Yeah. She remembers me.
Welcome to the Tampa Native Show. Stay tuned now for the fastest 60 minutes in cable broadcast history. Live from the studios at TBCN, the home of the Tampa Native Show. Join your hosts, Mario Nunez, the 15-Minute Girl, and Steve Canella, as they celebrate growing up in Tampa. From Shock Armstrong to Shakey's Pizza, from Braddock Street to Buffalo Avenue. Get ready to call in and tell us your stories, because sharing your memories has never been this much fun. And now, Mario Nunez, the 15-Minute Girl, and Steve Canella.
She remembers me.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Tampa Native Show, the 7th season of the Tampa Native Show.
Believe it?
Boy, that sounds really, really nice. My name is Mario Nunez, and as always, I'm seated alongside my broadcast partner here to the left,
The 15-minute girl.
a.k.a. that's Sally Nunez, and here to my right,
Steve Canella.
Steve Canella, formerly known as Tampa Steve, but for the purposes of this show, we're going to refer to him as Quito Steve.
Quito Steve.
Steve just got back from an excellent adventure in Ecuador, and he spent a week there, and as you noticed, he made friends with all kinds of wild and interesting animals, and in that case, a llama.
Practicing my Spanish.
We've got more videos to show you. Steve came back with videos and photographs, and we're going to try to get through all of that in the next hour, which is going to be a tremendously fast-paced hour. Steve has copious notes sitting in front of him on his lap, so he's going to be able to tell us all the details from his show, from his trip to Ecuador. And I tell you what, we are looking forward to that. Before we do, we'd like to, as we always do here on the Tampa Native Show, offer thanks to our sponsors, incoming sponsors, and for those of you that are out there that are considering partnering with us and being sponsors of the Tampa Native Show, this is a great opportunity to do just that. Our sponsors, as always, PJ Testa Accounting. PJ Testa, thank you so much, PJ, for everything that you do for us here on the show. Mr. Philip Cacciatore from Cacciatore Brothers. Also, we have Columbia Jobbing to thank for their wonderful support and their funding. Wright's Gourmet Shop, you saw that sign. That's right out in front of Wright's Gourmet Shop, across the street from the Publix there, about 5 blocks south of, I want to say it's Swan right there, is Zeal on Southdale Mabry. Southdale Mabry on the east side of the road. And thanks to Jim Hooper for driving by and getting that photograph for us.
Thank you, Jim.
So thank you, yes, thank you, Jeff Mount, for your wonderful support of the show. And we're going to have you on the show later on this season so you can tell us about the Mount family legacy and how Wright's Gourmet Sandwich Shop came to be. Also, thank you to Ronnie Fernandez, La Septima Cafe, to the Argudo family, and of course the Chifles Plantain Corporation, South Tampa Chiropractic Clinic, Dr. Tom Aguero, and Caracolillo Coffee Mills. Thank you all, one and all, for being so generous with your money and for allowing us to put this show on each and every week. We can't do it without you. Also, we want to let you know that there are great things coming around the corner. We've almost got this entire season mapped out for you. Steve, you've got some notes in front of you there.
Sure do.
Why don't we go ahead and tell the people, just for example, let's go ahead and the first 3 shows. Stevie, take those.
Well, the first one is going to be after tonight. Andy Hughes, USF Library Special Collections. We had him on before. He's going to be on again next week.
Gonna be great.
And I can't wait for that. Okay, now my favorite. They're all my favorite, really. But
Of course.
The Halloween show with Dr. Paul Bearer and 2 special guests, which I guess we won't announce right now.
We won't disclose the
Okay?
special guest that will be with Dr. Paul.
That will be a secret.
Okay, and number 3, Mike Clark will rejoin to talk Big 13 Talk.
Remember that
Part
show
2.
with Mike Clark? Mike is going to
We
be in
never
town
finished.
from California. It was an hour-and-a-half show, and we had so much to cover. We didn't get it all done in that hour-and-a-half. So Mike's going to come back and rejoin us. Also, we had an opportunity this week to talk with our hero, Mark Biro, who's going to be in here to talk with us the week
Right.
before Thanksgiving. We're going to be talking all things JFK assassination, which this marks the 49th year of that fateful day in United States history. So Mark's going to be with us. He'll also tell us a little bit about how he's doing with his health, and we're happy to report that Mark has vision in one of his eyes. He's just going to be, it's going to be wonderful to
Good
see him
news,
here,
good news.
and he's going to be able to tell us all the good news.
Yeah.
Our Thanksgiving show, we're going to have a special Thanksgiving show, which will be an encore performance. Pilgrim Paul and Indian Groucho will be revisiting the show. We
Really?
talked a little
I
bit
didn't know
about,
that.
we talked a little bit about Jeff Mount being with us down the road. And just today, we had the opportunity to talk with Mr. Bobby Floyd. And Bobby Floyd, some of you may be familiar with that name, who's also good friends with Mr. Lynn Burnett. We're going to see if we can't get maybe one of them, if not both of them, to come in and do a show on bands that had their origins right here in Tampa.
Garage
There
bands.
were so many of them.
Tampa's
Yeah.
known for a lot of great things. Of course, professional wrestling comes to mind.
Baseball.
Baseball, absolutely. The cigar industry, which is probably what put us here on the map. But also, we have to, with the tip of the hat, we've got to acknowledge the fact that so many great bands, that came to national prominence got their start right here in Tampa. So Bobby Floyd, we look forward to talking with you about
Yes, we do.
rock and roll history. We've got a show slated talking about old TV shows. We can't get enough of those old TV shows from the
Those are fun.
1960s. And of course, we'll end the season with our Christmas show.
Yep.
So that's going to be tremendous. Just today, this morning, the 15-Minute Girl and myself attended a meeting, an organizational meeting, about an upcoming event that we're going to be participating in called the Flavor of West Tampa. And I want everybody right now to mark down on your calendars Saturday, November 10th from 11 to 3 p.m. at McFarland Park. That's the Flavor of West Tampa. Proceeds to go to the Judeo-Christian Health Clinic, which we found out a little bit more information about today. Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you, Kelly Bell, for the tour of the facility. We'll have more information as we get closer to this event. It's going to be a big-time event. There's going to be all kinds of vendors and music, and it's going to be just like it was last year, only bigger and better.
We'll
So
be there.
mark your calendars. The Tampa Native Show will be there in person, and rumor has it yours truly will be hosting the event, so that's going to be a lot of fun for me. And that's the Flavor of West Tampa, Saturday, November 10th from 11 to 3 p.m. Also, another mention, there has been a movement here afoot for a little while now that is finally going to come to fruition. And that's we talked about it just a moment ago. Tampa's history steeped with baseball as part of the fabric that has been woven through our fabulous history over time. Well, Tampa finally is going to have a museum to honor that history. And it's baseball, in Spanish, baseball, Tampa's love of the game. And the exhibit is going to be housed at the Ybor City Museum State Park, and it's opening October 18th. Again, October 18th.
Wow, that's pretty quick. I
It's
didn't
coming up in
realize that.
just a couple of weeks less, and we're going to have more information on that next week's show. These are all things that are happening here as we wind down this 2012, which I can't even believe,
amazing
but it's
how
almost
fast
It's
gone.
amazing.
it's almost over. I mean,
Seems like it was just New Year's Eve.
once I think once Labor Day gets here, we can all agree that
It's a big slide.
it just kind of the sand just comes draining out of that hourglass.
It really does.
So thank you again to Bobby Floyd for your help
Yeah, I'm
today.
really looking forward to that
That's
one.
going to be a great show. That's maybe a 2 or a 3-parter when you stop and consider it. Jimmy Hooper, thank you for that
you,
photograph
Jim.
from Wright's Gourmet House, and also a quick shout out the top of the show to Mr. Juan Santayana from
Yes.
Amarillo Sandwiches and More, our dear friend who's going to be undergoing a procedure tomorrow. We call it a procedure. Some people would call it minor surgery. And I would digress if I didn't say that minor surgery, of course, you know what minor surgery is, Steve, don't you?
Surgery on someone else.
Yeah, that's surgery on somebody else. But boom.
Exactly.
I've heard that joke many times.
Yeah, and
I
it
have.
still plays. The joke still plays. Sort of. So we just wanted to say, Juan, we're with you.
Yes.
Papa, we know you're going to be
Yeah.
fine. Get that behind you so you can get back on your feet and back at 100%.
Wish you the best one.
And hello to Amy, too.
Yeah, of course, and all the gang. Listen, tonight's show, and we're already 10 minutes past the hour, dedicated to Steve
Already.
Canella and his amazing,
Quito
excellent
Steve.
adventure.
Quito Steve.
Quito Steve, or as some would have him called, Quinto Steve. But that's okay. Quito Steve, listen, we've got pictures, we've got
Videos.
We've got videos.
We've got quite a few.
And we're not going to take photographs until the bottom of the
Or
hour.
calls, you mean, right?
Photographs?
We're not
Am I
going to take
taking
photographs.
I took enough photographs already.
Or calls till the bottom. See that 1 week off?
I don't
Look what happened. I mean, I was a week off. I got this shirt. Look, my buddy goes to Quito.
we can take
And he
photographs.
comes back, and all I get is this shirt, man. I don't know what's going on.
And I wore it.
So don't say that, Steve. Yes, he did. He did. He brought it back to me already pre-warned. Broken in. So we're going to be taking your phone calls, but not till the bottom of the hour. Stevie, welcome back, my brother.
Thank
Yes,
you.
welcome.
Thank you, guys. I tell you
Glad
what.
had a great time.
Tell us all about
Well,
it, man.
first things first, it was just way too fast. 1 week
bet
was
it
not
was.
enough. There's just too much to see and do in Ecuador. And you really need if I would have gone for a month, it would have still been not enough time. But the week that I was there, I utilized every single day, every minute, every hour, and did see a lot of things, did do a lot of things. Now, you may be wondering why I chose Ecuador. And you may not be also. But
No, they
I'll tell
are.
you-
They are. They're very
I'll
interesting.
tell you either way.
Not there at all.
But mainly, for the last couple of years, I've been very interested. I've read some articles over the last 2 years about the country of Ecuador, and a lot of it was actually voted number one, like one of the number one places to live.
The one city in particular?
One city, well, Cuenca,
Cuenca.
was a city that I read initially.
Correct.
And then reading from there, I read more about Quito, the capital. But based on like 25 different criteria, education, temperature, climate,
Economy.
stability, everything. Just a very great place to live. So became interested in it. But the reason I never went was because I was afraid that I'm not fluent in Spanish. I didn't really know anyone there. But then when we had Stefanie and Peggy Argudo
Yep.
on our show, and I mentioned that to Stefanie, I said, look, I love to go, but I don't know anyone there. She goes, well, my family's all there, my relatives are there, so nothing's stopping you now.
Lucky
So
Steve.
the next week, it was the very next week, I was actually on the phone making my plans and taking off work for a week. And I tell you what, I loved every minute of it.
How'd you get there, Steve?
Well, Saturday, it was last Saturday, the week before, I went through American Airlines thanks to your help. Mario, as you know,
Well, that's what I was going for.
is an employee of
I was just
American
going for that
Airlines.
gratuitous thank you on the air so that everybody knew that.
And I have to let you know, too, Mario and Sally, they spent the whole Saturday at their operations center at their house,
Yeah.
monitoring the flight, because Mario being an employee.
Yes,
And
he
I kind of rolled the dice, took a calculated risk, and went standby. Everything was fine until about maybe an hour before the flight. Another pre-flight was canceled, which kind of threw everybody off that plane onto mine,
Correct.
which bumped me off that flight and also bumped me off the next two flights.
Correct.
Yes. Welcome
So-
to non-revving.
Oh, I know, but it still worked out fine.
Yeah.
Instead of getting in Quito, Ecuador at 7 o'clock, I didn't get there till like about midnight. And but a lot of people made the trip, including Sally and Mario. Many people made the trip fun for me, made it all happen. And I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Stefanie Argudo, and also Stefanie Argudo McKenzie, and also Peggy, her mom, but all her relatives. And we have remember Vinicio and Patricia.
Don't miss the one. Go ahead and
No,
go to your
I'm
list, man.
going to name them all.
Don't try to memorize that list. You better read it.
Vinicio and Patricia. We met them
We
last
met
week.
them.
Yes, we
Venetia,
did.
very nice.
And
Very-
Their daughter, Gabby, and her husband Giovanni, they took me out on Tuesday. We'll talk about that in a minute. Also, Jaime and Maritza, TV station, took a tour of the TV station where he is the president. He's El Jefe, the president of that TV station in
Jefe.
Quito.
How cool is that?
Very interesting. You can see some great photos and videos of that too. Also, Elsie Lecter, a cousin of Stefanie's. She was like the point of contact for me in Quito. She helped arrange anything. I didn't meet her, but we talked on the phone several times. And yeah, just want to thank everybody for making this trip, perfect for me. And
Got you there and
it
got
was-
you back, man.
it was-
Even
it
though
was
your
awesome.
suitcase didn't get there at the same time.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because that's part of the perils of flying
Yeah.
what we
Exactly.
call non-rev in the business, non-revenue or standby. Sometimes you get this,
Bumped.
and you get sort of disconnected from your suitcase. And Steve had taken so much stuff with him, and rightfully so because of the climate,
Yeah.
he needed his jacket and so forth, that he had to check his bag, and of course, once that domino chain started to happen, where he got bumped from one flight to the next, his bag didn't get there till the next day. But all things being equal, he had a great time once he got reunited with his bag. We got almost daily updates from Steve, although we did lose him for
There was one day where we were very worried.
One day we thought proof of life. We were going to need a proof of life. We were going to have to send Liam Neeson down there to go get him.
Yeah.
But as it turned out, he was just on an excursion, and it took him all day to get to and from where he was going. So, and he had limited access to the internet while he was there, but he was very good about keeping us informed.
Kept everybody
and here's the great news. The great news is we've already made a pact that we are going back as a team. The three of us are going back in March. So it's going to be really, really, really fun to go back. So we're looking forward to that. Once we get there, we will take all kinds of videos. And Jessica, we're getting from the control room, and Jessica, don't forget.
And Jessica
That's right.
His friend that he met.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
We'll talk about that too.
Okay, very good. Well, some of these pictures are coming up behind us, and we're missing the opportunity to talk about them. Steve, you want to talk about those pictures?
Well, you know what? Actually, this picture here.
You
Let's
want to
take
go
us
back
out.
and see anyone that we missed? I saw one that said pasteleria. I imagine that was a bakery, right?
That was a bakery. That's where I bought the treats for the owner
What was
of
the one with the pots hanging from the? Was that where you stayed?
Why don't we do this? Why don't we do a quick reset?
That one.
Yeah, let's
start there.
Let's start the clock.
And Eric, if you don't mind, Eric Cups, our technical director extraordinaire, he's in this hot seat tonight. Just go ahead and run through those, and Stevie, if you want to, go ahead and.
Well, this is actually where I stayed. This is called
yeah,
it's a hostel, which
Was it hostel?
it wasn't very, no, it was very friendly actually. But in Spanish, it's called hostal Quito Cultural, meaning hostal cultural. So it's hostel.
Cute. I like it.
Cultural hostel.
Cultural hostel, right?
From Ecuador.
Very charming place.
Yeah.
It's owned by Alicia, the proprietor of the building, and her daughter Jessica, and they were just an incredible. I mean, incredible host. I have a little video of that, so I'll save that for the video. So I won't go too much into that.
Good.
This is the view from my window.
How nice.
And
Was
I have
that
to,
pot on your windowsill?
that was on the windowsill, yeah.
How nice.
Now at
Looks like
night,
geraniums.
I got there at midnight, and it was like a ghost town. It was very kind of almost
Right.
scary.
Yeah.
And I was there at 1 o'clock in the morning. Thank
Sure.
goodness Miguel, the driver, was available, and he spoke English too, so it made me feel a little comfortable, a lot
Yeah.
more comfortable. But in the morning, I woke to the sound of what I thought was a bird. 6:30 in the morning. I hear this chirping noise outside my window. I'm thinking, wow, this sounds like a big Ecuadorian bird that I've never heard. And I'm laying there thinking, okay, the bird. I'm glad the bird woke me up because I need to get up. I've got no luggage. I've no bag. I'm wearing the same clothes for 30 hours. I haven't shaved.
Thank goodness you got a toothbrush.
What should I do first? I guess I'll go buy a razor, buy some clothes. But I tell you what, before I go into that, Eric, go ahead and bring up video number 2. I want to show everybody that bird that I heard outside my window.
Oh, you got a video of it?
Yeah, I got a video.
Oh, cool.
I
Let's
have
hear
a
the
feeling
sound,
it's
too.
not a
If you don't
bird.
mind,
Yeah,
let us hear the
we'll
sound
have
inside
Dory,
the studio as well.
Exactly.
Because we're hearing these videos for the first time.
Okay, this is how everyone crosses the street here. You hear that chirping noise, that's the signal to go. Now,
it's
not
the
everybody
street?
pays attention to that, but you'll see that in a second here, hopefully. But that noise you hear is what I thought was a bird. My first day here, my first morning here, I heard that chirping, and I thought there was a large bird on the outside of my window. Okay, now it's red again. And people still go. What a wonderful place this is.
A restaurant near the hostel, about a block away, and they had the best cafe there. The coffee, I love the coffee.
Really?
And now, interesting thing. Remember, I mentioned I was going to go out and buy some jeans and a razor.
Yeah.
I got a cheap razor, and I ended up cutting myself in like 4 places. Looked like I was in a fight.
What are you doing?
And lost, and then I went and bought some jeans at this little shop, and my size is 34 waist, 30 length.
Right.
And I laid the pants out, and I said in Spanish, 34, I pointed to the waist, and the clerk said, sí. And I pointed to the length, I said, 30, correcto? And she said, sí. I take them home, and it's 30 waist and 34 length. So for a real tall, skinny guy.
Long.
Right, and I still didn't know my luggage was going to come till later on. It came that evening, thank
You
goodness.
can roll them up.
But, well...
No, not the 30. He's not going to...
I can roll them up, but I still couldn't get them on, though.
That's the biggest giant.
On the waist.
But it was very funny, and I got a call later on. I found out from actually a Facebook message from Margaret later on that said, hey, your luggage is confirmed.
Yeah.
I had Miguel, my driver, driving back to the airport Sunday night, got my luggage, and he was so good, he parked his taxi, went into the airport with me and translated for me and got me to where I needed to go fast as possible and kind of beat all the, the red tape and just took me right to the luggage area and got my luggage.
What's
But
that picture?
It was fantastic. This here, this is...
Let's talk about that, yeah.
This is, I stayed 2 or 3 blocks from the presidential palace.
Nice.
And this is the little square. It's, I think it's called the Statue of the Heroes of 1809. There was some type of battle. I don't know all the details of it. But I've got an incredible video of this here. This is on Monday. Monday was a brand new day, fresh clothes. I was feeling good. I was feeling
Pretty sky. Look at that
beautiful
sky, man.
That's pretty.
Beautiful weather, by the way. The high in Quito, the high is about 69 degrees. The low is about 45.
And tell everybody the elevation.
And the elevation is about 9,300 feet. And
no altitude sickness?
No,
You're
not
okay?
at all. No, a lot of people warned me to be careful about the altitude. I never felt bad at all. I went walked up some steep inclines.
Sure.
And never felt winded, really, just a little bit. But no altitude sickness at all, thank goodness.
Good, yeah.
But we had some really exciting thing. This is amazing. And Eric, if you could bring me back into the view here. What happened was, I was stumbling around, had my new camera, my brand new camera. I was all excited, taking pictures and videos of everything that I could see, you name it. And I see in that little, that square there that we're looking at behind me, there was a crowd forming. I saw several police officers carrying these big barricades. I said, something's going on here, some kind of
Demonstration
event,
or something.
Demonstration or event. I did hear chanting, so I think it was some kind of demonstration or protest. So I went straight to the front of the presidential palace and got in the front row. I kind of weaved my way through the crowd, got into the front. There was a line of policia, but you couldn't go past that line. And I was very, very close to the front of the palace. I started filming. So, Eric, let's do this. Let's bring up video number 4. We're going to skip number 3 for a second. Let's go to 4. And I want to show everybody what I stumbled into. And before you do, I saw the president of Ecuador.
I was going to say.
Get out of
The
town.
president of
I
Ecuador.
was going to guess.
Get out of town.
And everyone, people that I've talked to in Ecuador, in Quito, they said, we've lived here our whole lives, we've never seen a president. I happened to stumble into the president of Ecuador the first day, or the second day there, actually.
How much fun, brother? You had a good time.
It's incredible. Number 4, right?
A continuación se izará la bandera patria a los acordes del himno nacional de la República del Ecuador.
Oh, that's very nice.
Isn't that awesome?
It is
Very,
awesome.
very nice.
That celebration was called Cambio de Guardia, which means
changing the guard.
changing of the
man.
guard.
So
You know, like
it's
at
like having
Buckingham
Buckingham Palace.
Exactly. Now, I don't know how often they do that. I don't know if it's once a year or once a month, but I just happened to stumble into that, and it was incredible.
Lucky
Incredible
you.
footage.
During the summer when the weather's good and when in the high tourist season, they do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays in
Ah.
London.
Oh, really?
So it's probably a set
Probably
event.
more often than I
that's
thought.
really neat. And I got to say, the shirt that I'm wearing is spectacular.
Very
I want
bright
everybody to
blue.
know that Steve brought me this shirt. He went for a week to Ecuador, and he brought me this shirt. He also brought the 15-minute girl, a really nice satchel, a really nice handmade woven satchel, purse. But I'm wearing my shirt
It's very
tonight.
colorful, isn't it?
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it fits me well. And as you'll see a little bit later on in another video, I wasn't the
wearing
first one to wear it, but that's okay. You know, that's what friends do for
Another
friends. You know,
story.
just
Hey, I've got to tell a story too about
Please.
where I'm staying at the hostel. Every morning, okay, $33.60 a night, included breakfast, an amazing breakfast. And if a picture can paint 1,000 words, I guess a video will paint, what, 2,000 words maybe, right?
wow, you got a video of
So I have a
breakfast?
video of the breakfast that I had every morning at the hostel.
Steve, you did better than I
It's
anticipated.
it's
This is
incredible.
very,
it's
very
incredible.
good.
Eric,
You
if
ate
we
the same
can.
thing every
I'm sorry?
morning? You
Well, the
ate-
breakfast was identical every morning, but you know what? I wouldn't have changed a thing.
Yeah, why not?
I didn't want anything
And
different.
it was included.
And
It was included.
free.
Come
It was
on.
free. It was
Come on.
included.
Including the price of admission.
Eric, video number 3.
Video number 3. Steve
We're
having
moving right along.
breakfast. This is Quito Steve in Ecuador. Stand by for phone calls. Great, Steve.
Hey, check this out. Imagine walking up this steep incline. They're all over the city. And I'll tell you what, coming down is a lot easier than going up. But it's a good workout. I thought the altitude would get to me, but it didn't bother me. Not yet, anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and make this trip up that slope. But you can see people are doing it with ease. They're used to it. Not many cars around here. Hey, check back later. We've got some more videos coming. Hey everyone, check out this Spanish breakfast I have every morning here at Hostal Quito Ecuador. And zooming in on the Spanish omelet, this is fantastic. And I got to sample this yesterday, but this is incredible taste. Over to its right is pan, not pan cubano, but it's pan ecuadoriano. And what you see there in white, that you would think that's butter, but no, that's cheese. Very thick slice of real cheese, very fresh. Now, this here is amazing. This is a blend of about maybe 5 or 6 different fruits: guayaba, grape. I can't even pronounce the other names of the fruits, but they're all indigenous to Quito, Ecuador. But that is the most enriching drink that I can imagine. You just feel like $1 million after drinking that. So you get a lot of energy, a lot of nutrients from it. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention café con leche. Now, what Spanish breakfast would be complete without a nice cup of café con leche? Hey, quick look at the dining area to the left. And there's a door to the outside world, which that outside is really interesting. This city has a heartbeat of its own. And let's take a look to the kitchen. Got agua, cerveza, pretty much anything you need. Very charming place. Highly recommend it. Okay, well, I'm going to have breakfast. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
You know, Steve, I got to tell you, we were commenting just before we sat down in our chairs to do our mic checks and our white balance of the cameras and get ready to do the show. Sal was commenting that Steve kind of looked like he was tired, like his eyes were a little bit bloodshot. You know, he's back in the saddle now, so he's long days at work and, you know, staring at the computer doing the IT thing that he does. But I also know why he's tired, because he's probably been staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning every morning, putting together these videos and converting them and putting the sound to them. But I gotta say, my man has done an amazing job.
Thank
They're
you.
very, very good.
I don't know where I
And
found
make
it.
me want to go to Quito tomorrow.
I don't know where I found the time to do all that, but I have to tell you a funny story though. The first day, breakfast, my favorite part was the juice, because it has like 5 or 6, like I said on the video.
That's a pretty good sized
and
breakfast.
it's
You know,
all-
you're not used to eating it.
Oh no, and they
Yeah,
take
juice is good.
they take the fruit right there and they blend it right there. So it's nothing, you know, processed at all.
Right. Yeah.
But I was, you know, my Spanish isn't the best, so juice means jugo, correct?
Sure.
Yes.
So I had Alicia, the owner, who doesn't speak English. I had Susie, the cook, sitting there with me for breakfast, and myself, the 3 of us. And I said, all excited, I said, "Me gusta mucho jugar," and they looked at me like, "What?" And jugar means to play.
To play, yeah.
I said,
So Steve said, I like to play.
I like to play.
So they're thinking, what kind of play is he
And they're, like,
talking
they're
about?
probably thinking, "Oh no, what kind of person do we
What did I
have?
say?
What kind of person do we have staying here?" And they looked at me funny as I was pointing at the juice. "No, jugar." And they said, "No, that's Hugo."
Hugo.
So that was pretty funny. By the way, the president's name was Rafael Correa.
Correa.
His name.
Correa.
So I didn't mention that earlier, but I wanted to mention that.
Look at this picture right here.
Oh, this is okay. This is Tuesday. Moving us over to Tuesday now.
We're only on Tuesday?
Oh yeah. So we got to move along.
We got to hustle, man. We got to get some phone calls.
Vinicio and Patricia's daughter, Gabby, and her husband, Giovanni. Gabby picked me up at the hostel, took me to
That's Gabby there.
That's Gabby there.
Okay.
Teleferico. teleférico. That's what it is.
Teleférico, right.
Teleférico.
Teleférico.
Which basically is like a ski lift that goes to the top of the hill,
Wow,
top of the
look at that
mountain.
altitude.
Yeah.
And if you go back to that picture real quick, Eric, I'm sorry. I was just going to, that note, those are the
Yeah.
one with, there you go.
There you go.
Aren't those the, is that the cable?
That's the cable car. It's like
Yeah.
little
Right, right,
gondolas,
right,
right? It's like a
right,
ski lift, cable
right.
car. Very kind of scary because
But
sometimes
look at the town below you there,
that's
brother.
Quito behind
Did you
us.
do that?
That's
Oh yeah.
amazing.
Oh, we went to the top, Gabby and I, and then after that we left there.
You got great weather, brother.
Oh,
You got
beautiful,
great weather.
beautiful weather. We left there and went to pick up her husband Giovanni,
Uh-huh.
and from there we went to Mitad del Mundo, meaning the middle of the world.
Oh, you
which-
got that picture.
I
Did
have
you get that
pictures of that. I
picture?
have a picture of that. Yes, where Ecuador is the center, has a center line where the separation of the northern. Here it is here, the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. And I have one foot on the northern hemisphere.
And what does Ecuador mean?
Ecuador means equator.
Hey!
Equator, yeah.
Come on, Stevie.
Look at this. We're holding the statue.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And the next picture, I think it has me straddling the line of the. Here it is.
Yeah.
Look at
That's
you,
like
brother.
when
Look
we
at
went
you.
The
Got
northern-
one foot in the
Georgia.
northern hemisphere,
Exactly.
one foot in the southern hemisphere,
Yeah.
and another part of your body somewhere else. I'm not sure what's going on there. That's a great photo.
But after here, we went to this little restaurant on the very top.
That's pretty.
Oh, it's beautiful there. By the way, just an incredibly beautiful place. Giovanni and Gabby took me to this restaurant for lunch on the edge of a volcano. And you can see the smoke coming off the volcano. People actually live down in the volcano too. It's not
Really?
active though. In fact, here's the restaurant right here. You see where it's sloping down behind the glass?
Yep, yep.
That's going down to the bottom of the volcano.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, speaking of food, the Ecuadorian is a soup called locro. It's a potato type soup. It's very popular in Ecuador. And Giovanni, this is him here. He's going to show a little video here of explaining how the soup is made and what the ingredients
Do
are.
we want to
So
go to the video quick, or do we want to take the phone call?
let's do the video real quick, Eric, if we
very
can.
good.
That's number
Caller,
5.
we'll see you there. Please stand by. We'll be right with you.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, this is a typical soup from Ecuador,
Okay.
which is called locro.
Locro.
Potato soup with, you see here it's cheese. How do you know how do you say when you...
Grated.
spice or-
It's grated.
It's grated cheese.
Grated cheese.
And also you have a piece of avocado.
Oh.
Which you take
bueno.
it inside the soup.
Ah.
And also tostado, which is...
Like peanuts. Nuts.
No,
No?
it's like, I don't know how to say in English. Like,
Ah, but it looks good either way.
corn.
Oh, yeah, see.
Kind of corn.
Corn nuts.
There's another plate which is called yawa rojo. It's the same plate, but they put a dry blood of the cow or the buffalo in the top of the soup.
Oh, wow.
So then later on you mix it and you eat it.
That's very interesting. Thank you, Giovanni. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Gabi. Okay, I'm going to dig into this locro right now, and I'll tell you how I like it.
I gotta say,
go ahead. No. Go ahead.
I just gotta say that I'm equally as impressed with all the wonderful vistas and the food and what appears to be a very inviting country.
Yeah.
It
Really
is.
and truthfully. But I'm equally as impressed because my boy Steve, he's I think he's gunning for executive producership of this show, and I got news for him. This isn't going to be like the debates last night because I'm going to slap him down a little bit right here, Stevie. I'm proud of you, man.
Hey, well, thank you very much.
Nice
Thank
work,
you
man.
so much.
Nice work.
Thank
Nice
you.
Very
Yes.
enjoyable.
It was incredible, I tell you. A little bit about Giovanni and Gabby. They operate the facility in Quito that prepares they peel the plantains and they prepare the plantains for shipment to the United States and to Chifles plantain chips on Adamo Drive.
So they're the first leg of the operation.
They sure are. And Benicio does the same thing in Guayaquil. But they're doing the same thing in Quito.
Quito is, a lot of people would know that the political capital. Obviously, you saw the president there. Quito is the political capital of Ecuador, and Guayaquil kind of the economic engine.
Pretty much.
So you've
They
got
work hand in hand.
Right.
They work hand in
It's
hand.
like two cities in Bolivia, Santa Cruz and the other city, La Paz. The same
What's
kind of
cassava?
Oh, this here.
Cassava
Well,
is-
Giovanni and Gabby, they also operate several kiosks in several malls. We
Really?
went to the mall, and it's called cassava, and it's pan de yuca, little treats where they inject either a caramel, a blueberry, or a chocolate filling.
cassava bread.
And yep, exactly. See the little dough on the side, and then these are
Okay,
yogurt.
now I'm eternally jealous.
And these
Now I
are
wanna go next
These
week.
are yogurt drinks with about
Oh, yeah.
20,
wow.
20
That
different
sounds
flavors.
delicious.
Oh, they're
Wow.
delicious.
Wow.
They're
And
delicious.
that's their business as well.
That's their business as well. And I said, hey man, I hope you bring these to Tampa. We could have one of those. We need one of those in Tampa.
Yeah. There's your
Fantastic, fantastic.
Hey, let's take this caller.
Let's take the
a
call.
little bit and we'll get
They've
right
been
to
waiting
We'll get back.
patiently.
We have 2 more videos to go, so
Caller, thank you so much for being so patient with us on the line there. You're on the air with the Tampa Native Show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Oh, I've just been watching the show. It has no patience necessary. This is Tom from New York.
Hi, Tom from New York.
Oh,
It's good, isn't it?
Great to talk to you. Steve had an excellent adventure, I got to be honest. And,
Yeah, it was incredible.
And he did a great job of chronicling. So far, we've seen some really, really neat images.
his image has been all I've just been watching. That's all. I've been waiting on hold. Dory apologized to me, but it didn't matter. I just loved what I've been watching.
Yeah,
That's why we keep Dory on the payroll. That's why we pay her the money we do, because really and truthfully, not only does she do an excellent job
Dory gets paid? Wait a minute.
opening the show for us, but she's very courteous to our callers. So, you know, we couldn't do it without her.
That's absolute. Nice shirt.
Hey, Tom, we got to get your number tonight. Let's get that number now.
Tommy, let's get your number. And then the question of the day, today's question is Tampa Steve or Quito Steve?
Dude, well, we got to go with Tampa Steve because he's from Tampa.
All right, we'll go with Tampa Steve.
We'll
But
let
I got to
you-
be
we'll
honest
let you
with
have
you.
that.
One more trip to Ecuador, he might just change his name to Quito Steve.
He might just not come back.
I like that shirt you got on right there.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the one he's got on in the
Like
picture.
that shirt. Yeah. You
that's
gotta
pretty-
admire that shirt that you got on.
That one-
Mine or his?
Yours.
Oh, well,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, let me tell you
The
something.
shirt he brought back you from Ecuador.
And I fill it out really nice because it's a medium. I don't, it's not that I'm buff or anything. But
Oh,
No,
you
you're
look
not.
beautiful.
no, it's a very colorful shirt.
Absolutely beautiful.
And to be
Thank
quite
you.
honest with you, I feel like I could, if I needed to, play soccer in this. You know, I'm not a football player naturally, but
Go ahead.
I feel like I could. Listen, we're going to get through these images. Stay with us, Tommy, because you may be the only winner tonight. If we don't get any more calls, we won't even draw a bulleter number. We'll just call
we'll save
Tommy
it.
as the winner.
Not like he
And-
hasn't won before.
And it's not like Tommy didn't just receive a care package.
Yes.
You got your package and it got there okay, the last one we sent to you?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? I'm ecstatic. I drink coffee con leche. I drink every day. I swear to God, because you guys, I have made coffee con leche
Every day. Well, and we sent you enough at least for the next month, so
Yeah.
when you run low again, you let us know. Tommy, thanks
Thank
so
you,
much
Tom.
for calling, brother.
We
We
need your
appreciate
number.
it.
What's your number?
42.
42.
All right.
42.
Thank you,
Okay.
brother. Take
Guys.
care.
Bye,
Love you
Tom.
guys.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Hey, I got to tell you,
That's Tom from New York. Thanks, Tom.
thanks, Tom. This is interesting. On Wednesday, we're on Wednesday now. Okay, I was invited the night before by
We'll get there. I think we'll
Alicia,
get
Alicia, the owner of the hostel, and her daughter Jessica.
Okay.
They said, "Hey, we're going to Otavalo." Now, Stefanie Argudo McKenzie
Oh my goodness!
said
this
you've
is
got to
that
go.
excursion. This
This is
the day, ladies and
3-hour
gentlemen, that we
excursion.
lost Stevie. Forgive me for
that's-
interrupting, Stevie. This is the day that we lost Stevie. We were
Yeah.
worried about him. We were
was
thinking
gone.
we were going to have to send out a search party because all day long he didn't send us an email
No
in the morning
emails,
to
no
say
contacts.
I'm off to
No,
day
no.
3 for my excellent adventure, and then it was like midnight. And damn,
Well,
where's Steve?
We left. We left
didn't-
at 6:30 in the morning. We didn't get back till almost 10:30 at night. Three and a half hour drive to Otavalo. But Stephanie said you got to go to Otavalo.
There it is.
I wasn't going to go, but I was invited. Thank goodness by by Alicia and Jessica. They had to go anyway. I said sure, I'll tag along. So the three of us went. Had the best time.
What's in Otavalo?
Well, it's where the Otavalo people live, the indigenous people,
Ah,
and they
I
make all the hand woven. That's where I got your shirt, Mark.
Oh, how cool! Is that where you
No,
got
they
the
didn't make
handbag
yours.
as
I don't
well?
think they made yours by hand.
No.
But they make. I got the handbag is handmade,
excellent.
sure, and all the blankets and everything. But in fact, here's a picture of some of the
pretty.
Otavalo right here. But I've got a great video to show of the Otavalo market that best explains it.
We don't want to miss one video
No,
or
no.
one photo.
No.
We do have a caller, but we definitely want to see this.
Let's show
video
this.
as well.
Caller.
Eric, let's go to video number 6, Otavalo. Hello, Tampa Native Show fans. This is Steve Pinella. I'm in Otavalo right now, and the city of Otavalo, and the market, as you can see. And Bonita, turn the camera around a little bit and show everybody we're in the market square in Otavalo. Incredible place. All you parkas, purses, all hand-woven materials, rugs, scarves, incredible things. I bought a few items already. and really a cool place to be. So stay tuned for more video. We'll be talking to you later. Thank you, Benita. Okay.
Okay.
That was
that little catchy music.
I know it is catchy, isn't it?
That's Zamfir and the pan flute. We're familiar with that sound.
That was a long day, but it was so exciting. We did several different things that day too. And on the way back, oh yeah, we had lunch there, a great restaurant. On the way back, we stopped at El Parque de Condor, and it's a condor, the Andes condor. The big bird. Yeah, of course. They had the American eagle. They call it the gringo. They said we're going to bring out the gringo now, and it was an American eagle. And they had the South American eagle as well, and they let him fly.
Is one of the largest birds
in
the animal kingdom.
Humongous.
You got the albatross and the Indian condor.
I did.
Wingspan of like 12 feet.
I was within about 10 feet from it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I don't think I have a picture included tonight. This was it was Puerto Lago de San Pablo, and it's a little village, a little cottage that you can rent cottages to stay in. It's the most peaceful, beautiful place that I've ever seen.
There. It looks so nice.
It's maintained perfectly. There's llamas in the front yard. You'll see those in a second here. There's several cottages. There's a lake.
Nothing better than llamas in the front yard.
And quiet.
Of course, unless you've got llamas in the backyard.
And very, very quiet. And
it does look quiet. It does. That's and that photograph. Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
That's really pretty.
Oh, those are the cottages you can stay in. It's incredible. That was on the way to Otavalo. But before we take that call, let me mention a little bit about Thursday, what we did.
Okay.
Because I don't want to run out of time on that. But Jaime, cousins of Stefanie and Peggy also, Jaime Cornejo and Maritza Cisneros. Jaime's el jefe of the president of the TV station in Quito. And I met him Thursday morning, took a taxi over there. He didn't speak English, and I didn't speak Spanish, but we got along fantastic for 3 hours. I don't know how we did it.
Worked it out.
And some incredible photos. You'll be seeing them here pretty soon for the Thursday set of photos. And I got to see a live news show, and here it is here behind us, a live news show.
Okay, because it sounded for a minute that you saw a live news show.
No.
And I'm going to go, that's a different kind of excellent adventure. I wasn't sure.
It was a news show live.
Okay, there you go.
And also news, variety, and also a cooking show. It was like an Emerald Live type picture.
Cool.
But very, very professional.
Yeah,
it's run like a Swiss clock. I mean, extremely professional. Now, he also has a little side venture he's starting up in about 30 days called Ecuador Turistico.tv. Website's not live yet. And he has a great slogan, Todo el tiempo and todo el mundo.
All the time? In the whole world.
In the whole world.
Yep.
And I love that logo. But anyway, that was in the morning. I went back to the hostel about 12, stayed there till about 5:36, and then I met them again that evening they took me to dinner. Thursday night.
Is that one of his on-screen personalities?
Well, that's the cooking gentleman, and then that's the news anchor to the left.
Because the news anchors, I was going to say, she's dressed as a news anchor would be dressed.
Right, and he's dressed as a cook would be dressed.
Of course.
And I'm dressed as a tourist.
Yes.
What was he cooking?
It's appropriate.
Well, I didn't get to see that part actually because they were just starting that, and it was time for me to leave.
Well, how much fun you had! A great time.
Oh man, you're not going to believe it. And then that night we went to this restaurant. In fact, behind us you can see the whole city of Quito and the lights. I have a picture of that coming up too. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We went to Calle de Ronda. It's a street that's all lit up at night. There's many, restaurant after restaurant, and look at that picture. Look at that picture of Quito in the background.
Mercy.
I got to tell you something that happened. I'll tell you about that after the call.
All right, let's go to the call right
remind me about this. But I had a great time with Jaime and Maritza. We had a blast.
I can't wait to meet him. Caller, thank you so much for your patience. You're on the air with the Tampa Native Show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Jim from Palmacia.
Hey, Jim from Palmacia. How you doing, who?
How you doing, sir? How you doing?
We're doing great. It's a fun show
Thanks
tonight.
for the photos. Thanks for the photos, Jim.
Welcome back, Steve Marino.
Thank you.
He had a great time in Ecuador, man. I purposefully, 50-Minute Girl and myself purposefully said, we don't want to see one image, we don't want to see one video.
That's right.
We wanted to see it all in real time, and
Yeah.
it's been a great experience for us.
It shows.
Thank you.
And we're going to call Steve Burt Wolf, the travel expert.
There you go.
Hey, sign me up. Where do I sign?
Burt Wolf, and do we remember how he used to sign off his segment each week?
I couldn't tell you, man. Go ahead.
Wasn't it Burt Wolf, if I'm not mistaken? No. I have him confused with the gentleman that was on Big 13. This may be something that we need to discuss with Mike Clark. The gentleman who had the glasses and kind of a big bulbous nose, and he would tell you all about the cooking, and then he would tell you because, you know, and you make this every week, and you make it because, ooh, it's so good.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Mr. Food. That was
Mr. Food, thank you, Hoop. I knew you would know that.
That was Mr. Food. The Bolita police called me and made sure I called in so you had a fair drawing tonight.
Okay. So should we put you down for what number?
58.
58, of course.
And what's the question of the week?
Tampa Steve or Quito Steve?
I think Quito Steve.
I like that too.
I like it
and
too.
you know what? In honor of his recent excellent adventure,
I have to get a T-shirt.
I'm going to go with Quito Steve.
Yeah, Quito Steve. He needs to brush up on his Espanol a little bit.
Oh,
Quito
thanks
Steve.
for reminding me about that, Jim.
Well, the next time we go, we're going to go as a team, as a big unit. The three of us are going to go, and I'll be able, I'll be able to work as a translator for the team. So we're going to have a even bigger, more excellent adventure.
Right. Oh, definitely. We'll have a blast.
Let me. You guys look the color bars for a second. Server hits up on you.
Uh-oh.
Let me get off the air so you can get some more pictures and videos. I wanted to call and say hi and welcome back.
Thanks for taking that picture,
Thanks for the
Jim.
photograph as well. Thank you. We appreciate you going by rights and taking that picture for us.
No problem.
Thank you, Jim.
Man. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, Jim.
I've got to mention something too. What he just said, he reminded me of being immersed in the language there, where I was forced to learn Spanish and to talk Spanish. It was interesting because after like the third day, I was having my dreams were in Spanish. And
how cool is that?
Oh yeah, and one night I was counting. I had like about $7 or $8, $1 bills in my wallet. And I was counting them. I was going uno, dos, tres, cuatro. When I got to cuatro, I'm thinking, hey, wait a minute, I'm talking in Spanish.
Nice.
You know, it was just subconscious.
It wouldn't take you that long.
No, not at all. I don't
if you were
think.
there for a month, probably 30 days.
Oh no.
You'd be probably 60-70%.
Oh, I got to tell a story real quick. The night we went to dinner, the restaurant on El Calle de Ronda, I carry this around with me the whole time there. It's a little clip that you wear. I wear inside the pants where the hook would hook over your belt. I had my 2 debit cards in here. I had a lot of cash. I don't even want to say it on the air. But I had a lot of money in here, put it that way. All my money was in here. Felt safe with it all week, had no problem. The restaurant we left, we were listening, Jaime, Maritza, and I were listening to the singer, and we're having a couple drinks of Canelosa. It's Canelosa. It's a very powerful fruit drink. It's powerful because of the alcohol they put in it. But it was one drink, and I was kind of like already turned beet red and didn't know where I was.
Only Steve can.
Well, as we left, we didn't eat dinner there, but as we left, I got about 20 feet out of the restaurant, down the street, and the singer. By the way, I complimented the singer earlier. I said, "Hey, you sound just like Rose Ramazzotti, but you're better than him." And he goes, "Oh man, thank you very much." Well, as we're leaving and we're walking down the street, he comes out waving. Hey.
Oh, he found it?
You dropped this on the floor, and he gave it to me.
Oh, wow.
And Jaime Maritza said, you don't know how lucky, you don't know how lucky you are because you know.
That just doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't happen. And like I said, a lot of money was in here, my debit cards, everything.
And it was Thursday already.
And
so
it was
you still
Thursday.
Had a couple more days.
I know, it was,
wow.
It was like, talk about a relief, but incredible.
Boys, we are at the 15-minute mark.
Oh my goodness, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. 15 minutes, 13.
13. Oh, you know what?
If you got any callers out there, if you want to call, this is the time to call. Listen, you got a good chance of winning. We've only got 2 people participating. And our gifts today,
we have it here.
go ahead and show you real
Go
quick,
ahead.
are from Ecuador, courtesy of Quito Steve. This is wonderful Ecuadorian coffee and lovely chocolate.
And they're imported from Ecuador because I imported them myself.
Because Steve brought them himself. He has smuggled them in his calzoncillos, but I don't know how he did it because there's not enough room. But anyway, call us if you want to have it. Right now, we only got 2 participants. So
and we got to do this last video
coffee
too.
and chocolate. Okay, let's do that video right now.
Well, you know, also, I can't say enough about the place I stayed, Hostal Quito Cotarao. It was a charming place. I never would have, it was just, well, let's just do this. Let's show the video.
Okay.
That'll explain it better than I can.
Very good.
Let's go to video number 7.
Video number
Eric.
7. Hostal Cultural. Not yet. Okay, back. Okay, this is good. Here. I thought you were going to get run over.
That's funny.
Okay.
Like that?
Now we're inside the Hostal Quito Cotarao. This is the foyer. However, I call it the living room because I feel like I'm at home here. And thanks to Bonita and her mom, Alicia, I feel like it's my home. And I had breakfast with them. They've done everything for me here. I couldn't get that service anywhere else. I mean, they make breakfast for me. We eat breakfast together like family. They translated for me. They've taken me yesterday all day for 13 hours to 3 different cities. And now even Bonita is taking pictures for me. She's my camera woman. And a little disclaimer on Bonita, that's not her real name, but I'm not going to say her real name because she's very camera shy. And she's so shy that she's shy on both sides of the camera, behind the camera, in front of the camera. But Bonita, let's walk this way and take a look around. As you can see, we have dining areas here. And for big parties, this is where we have breakfast every day. And Alicia, Susie, Bonita, tremendous breakfasts. You can't believe the breakfast we have. Spanish omelet, pan, which is bread, a nice big slice of cheese, real cheese, no preservatives, fully natural. And my favorite, disfruta, is that, ¿cómo se dice? Disfruta, Bonita?
Which one?
The jugo. Disfrutas.
There are many.
But it's a mixture of about 5 or 6 different drinks, juices.
Guayaba, papaya,
Tomato.
guanábana, tomate de árbol.
They're so healthy. When you drink it, you feel like you've taken just all the vitamins you need for the day. But let's take a look. This is the kitchen area. And Bonita, can we take just a quick look back here and show everyone this is where all the magic happens with the food in the computer area and the office. And this is where I feel like I'm in my own house again because I get to use the computer, Facebook, my Gmail. I can check my email while I'm here. And Bonita, let's take a walk up here. Show everyone where I've been posting these photos on Facebook. In fact, here we go. Let's take a look at the computers here for use. Free wireless. And as you can see by the video, it was just a wonderful, charming place to stay.
It does look charming.
And the people were great.
And inviting.
Very inviting. And definitely, if I go back, I'll stay there again.
Say it again.
When I go back.
There you go. There you go.
Did I say you?
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that.
You're not gonna let that by me, buddy. I'm gonna tell you right now. We're going together.
Can't get anything past you.
No, we're going together.
One little thing, Mario helped me out with this too. This was great. Trying to talk Spanish in Ecuador. I was trying to buy chapstick one day at a farmacia. Farmacia. And there's 3 technicians behind the counter, a couple customers in there, and I was trying to say chapstick, because the air was dry in Spanish. And finally, I just said, "Soy gringo que necesita practicar español," and they all busted out laughing. It was basically saying, "I'm a gringo that needs to practice my Spanish." And I got that line from Mario, thank goodness. And I tell you what, it served me well the whole time because at the restaurants I would say that.
It puts everybody at ease, right?
Yeah.
They all, You're
trying to practice, but
Right.
you're trying to do the honorable thing.
You know where it worked too?
Please.
It worked at the airports too.
Good.
Yeah. When I said, "Hey, can I get a first class ticket?" I would tell them the same thing. If they spoke Spanish, and here, yeah, sure.
Nice.
But it was
Very nice.
it was great. It was a great experience, and I loved it.
I think going forward, and maybe we can ask this of our fans out there. You can send us an email at show@tampanatives.com. You can call the comment line at 813-920-2508. And you can always call us here in the next 10 minutes and let us know what you think. But I think going forward, maybe we should use that little musical interlude when we come in and out of breaks, man. Because
I like that, don't you?
It's catchy, it's fun, and every time we come in and out of break, Hello Dory is on the other side of the magic window just dancing away. And you can't see her,
She is.
but she is. She's having a great time with it.
Seats.
It's a lot of fun.
You know where I got that song? The little place we stayed at on the way to Otavalo. We stopped. The town was about a block.
Bought a CD?
Bought a CD. It was about a block long. We had it's called bizcochos. These little like corn-breaded, hard cornbread bizcochos.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But the town was literally about a block long. We went there for breakfast. Jessica, Bonita, Jessica,
Muy bonita.
Alicia, and myself, the 3 of us. And
blew the cover right off of that story.
Now everybody knows her name now. Yeah, it's not Bonita. But anyway, so there was a band and they're playing and they were selling CDs. I bought the CD and that was one of the songs on the CD.
It's very
that I
nice.
played.
Well, and this is the market where you bought that.
Oh, this picture here.
It's like a mall? What's that there? Oh, your grocery store.
Let's go, Erica, let's go back to that photo.
Looks
You may be
like
wondering
Disney
why
World.
the one right before that, actually before that, the cereal.
Oh, the cereal.
The cereal.
In the rack. And we've got about 3 minutes to go.
I found this fascinating only because I've never seen cereal boxes in Spanish.
Yeah.
With Tony the
Chocolate.
Tiger.
Oh, yeah. Well, I see them like that in Madrid all the
What's
time.
the one with the tiger on it?
It says
Zucaritas.
little sugars.
Zucaritas.
Sucaritas, little sugars.
Now the picture of the mall you
Little
saw me,
cornflakes.
I rode with Bonita all the way on the trolley to the mall. And that was about a 30-minute ride. You know, you pretty much he had to hang on.
Sure.
It was like almost like a subway system on wheels that's run by electricity.
Oh, wow.
Not by gas.
On a track?
On a track. It's incredible. But
5 minutes.
Well, shall
There
we
it
go
goes.
ahead and look? What we can do is we can do the bolita drawing, and we can we know we've got 2 contestants tonight. We'll give the first one. We'll give the first one the coffee, and the second one the chocolate. Unless, of course, Tom wins the coffee, in which case we'll give him the chocolate. Because we just sent him. Yeah, because we just sent him we just sent him a bunch of.
Okay.
yeah.
All right,
Pull away.
let's go ahead, Stevie. It was your excellent adventure.
Oh yeah.
Come on, big
and
guy.
it was excellent. I have to say.
Get in there.
It was incredible.
Do your thing. It's either going to
Uh-oh.
be. Oh no.
57.
57. So
Closest two without
that's
going over,
perfect.
though.
That's Hooper.
What did he have?
Hooper's got 58.
58. Oh, you know, he went,
He went over.
You did it again, sir.
Closest 2 without going over.
57.
57.
Isn't that below 58?
Yeah.
Oh, he went over.
He went over.
Coño.
Bum, bum, bum.
Well, you know what? We're going to change the rules tonight because we don't have time. And coño, you know
the
what?
other one would be?
Yeah, he went over.
But,
If
but
it
hey,
would've
he
been
was so close.
56.
He was so close.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
so
no.
close.
Yet so far.
And tonight you won.
That was easy.
Okay, so Hoop, we'll get together with you. We got some more coffee for you coming. And I don't know how we're going to slip this in an envelope and send this to New York, but let me tell you something. We'll figure out a way it'll get there in one piece without melting.
Airmail.
Fix it.
Yeah, we'll fix special delivery. We'll send this to you
To Tom.
so you can have this, Tommy, with your coffee that you already have, con leche, in New York. Great job, guys.
You know, I have a little lesson about my trip.
Talk to us.
Basically, be willing to step out of your world,
Yes.
which I literally stepped out of
Right.
my world of Tampa
Yes.
into South America. Say yes to things. Like
Okay.
when I was invited to go to Alto Vala, I was thinking, 6:30 in the morning, I don't know if I want to go that or get up that early. But then I said, yeah, sure. And it was a wonderful day. Highlighted, it was just wonderful. And also take calculated risks, as Peggy Argudo said.
Yes, I remember
Well,
telling
yep.
you that.
We know one thing for sure, that our lives were enhanced
And enriched.
and enriched the moment that we met
Yes.
Stefanie and her mom. And we are eternally grateful not only for their help and their sponsorship, their love of the show, but also for allowing us the opportunity to send Tampa,
Quito Steve.
aforeknown mentioned, known as Tampa Steve, now Quito Steve, allowing us to send him on his own with his little backpack and his little passport and his money tucked in his little
And he was
waist.
well taken care of.
He was very well taken care of,
Oh,
very well
extremely,
looked after,
extremely.
and he got back safe and sound and in one piece. So we're grateful
And
for
then
that.
there's Bonita.
Because we made it a point to tell Steve, be very nice to everybody that you come in contact with. Make sure that you make a great impression because we want to go back. So we had selfish motivation for sending him. And he did. And he came back. You saw the physical proof, the evidence of his trip. It looks like a lovely place. This
Beautiful.
is our PSA, our public service announcement.
It's incredible.
For the Hostal Cultural in Quito, the nice place that Steve stayed. Also for just a lovely place that I've been to Quito before, but I've never been to the city to stay.
Old
like
city.
Steve. Yeah, I've
Right.
never seen
There's
that.
old city and a new city.
From the airport to the hotel where we stay, of course, and I saw the hustle and the bustle of the morning activity, the morning rush, but I never got a chance to take a cable car and go far away and Otavalo.
See the countryside, yeah.
Otavalo looked like a darling
And the
little place to
marketplace.
visit.
It's incredible.
Cool.
Incredible.
You ready to go back, partner?
I am ready to go back.
I am as well.
I mean, if you say, let's go tomorrow,
We
I'll
were
go.
worried about taking calls tonight because Steve had so much
Yeah.
to get
So
through.
much video.
And you guys were wonderful and gracious by allowing us to do the show tonight. Tom, thank you for calling.
Yes.
Jim, thank you as well for
Thank you,
calling.
guys.
We've got many more shows to go next week. Let's promote the show currently. Next week's show is going to be with Mr. Andy Hughes, again from the University of South Florida Library
great.
Special
Special
Collections.
Collections. We're going to be talking a little bit about food, the food that was indigenous to the early settlers here in Tampa. But we're also going to be talking a little bit about Tampa's rough and tumble and somewhat notorious and infamous past.
Scandalous?
Scandalous as well.
Scandaloso.
Yeah, so we're going to have a great show next week with Andy. We hope that you'll be there. We'll take all of your calls. Get ready to experience that with us as well. Steve, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
it was
sharing your
great. You did a
pictures.
great
Thank you
job.
guys for your help too.
On behalf of, I think we're just about ready
about
to roll
ready
with
to
that.
say-
Yeah. On behalf of the 15-Minute Girl and Tampa Steve, I'm Mario Nunez saying salud,
Salud
and
and
happy
happy
days.
days.
We love you, Tampa.
You know it.
See you next week.
Bye-bye now.